One thing I will say is I hope that West Ham don't experience the same technical difficulties that we're experiencing tonight here at West Ham Unofficial. Welcome to our match preview show a little bit later than originally planned. Everything's gone wrong tonight, and let's hope that that's not an indication of what's going to happen on Saturday as Thomas Franks Bees take the trip to the London Stadium in a London derby. Now, we've had FA Cup. We've been away for a week, so we thought we'd bring out the big guns. And Mike, that's not you.
Thank you. I do know it.
We're delighted to be joined by former West Ham striker who has just had to experience 7 strenuous minutes of technical difficulties, all completely nothing to do with him. Jimmy Quinn, how are you?
I'm good.
That's good. Well, there we are. Let's hope that we can all things together. So basically, just to summarise, right, Mike, perfect, flawless, right, as always. Nigel, can't hear him. Gary's going sideways and backwards.
Is that right way up now?
He's here now.
Hello, guys.
I'm not the right way
That's
now.
it.
Gary, in the last 10 minutes has almost been a metaphor for for a Panos, really. He's gone sideways, he's gone backwards, he's gone everywhere. But that's okay. So all in all, I mean, I've had issues. Nigel, we couldn't hear Nigel, so God knows where he is. But apart from that, we're all here, and we're now going to try and talk about some football. So Brentford on Saturday, after, I was going to say an international break, but FA Cup break, of course, that we were not a part of because we were knocked out in the 3rd round. So when was actually our last game? Who did we play last? Chelsea.
It would have been
Chelsea
On the Monday night. That was a long night.
On the Monday night.
That was a long night. But Jimmy, if I come to you first, Potter's in, Lopetegui's gone. A lot has happened. It's been a turbulent few months at West Ham. How do you see us faring going forward in this game?
Well, I think he's a good manager. Always have done. He was a bit unfortunate at Chelsea. I don't think he got enough time. I think it's very difficult when you come in and you're taking on different players, and a lot of them he didn't sign, obviously, and he found it hard to settle, you know. But I think he's a good manager, and I think he's a good fit for the club.
Yeah. Look, I mean, he's had some troubles in his first few weeks. There's been a lot of injuries that have been dumped on his in train. He's had a lot to deal with, and hopefully now, after this break, hopefully he's going to get a few players back. We can start to reap the rewards of what has been better football since Graham Potter has taken over. Right now, we might finally be ending all of the pain. Nigel, please. No, we still can't hear him.
Brilliant.
Oh dear. Try again. I mean, I'm no tech guru, but he's gone. He's gone. Honestly, I've got no words left, quite frankly. Right. Mike, yeah, I mean, you were at Chelsea on that Monday night, as was I. And it was more encouragement from what we've seen, really. So hopefully we can try and take that into this game, even though it was quite a long time ago.
Definitely. He's down to the bare bones, wasn't he, to be fair, the squad, you know, without a first choice striker, second choice striker, and a third choice striker, which has been Paquetá. So, I mean, he's not had a proper number 9 for a while since he's come in, basically. And he's had, 7 or 8 players missing against Chelsea. And he did the best he could do, I think. He got a tune out of a squad that everyone looked at, or a team that night we thought we might take a beat in here, and it won't be his fault. It's just who is available. And to be totally honest, I thought they put up a really good show, and we're unlucky not to get away with a point. If it wasn't, if that wouldn't have been a foul on Bowen, we might have got away with a point there.
Oh, definitely.
No, I agree, and it has been encouraging, Gary. I mean, that's the word I'm going to use and carry on using, because it was just reaching a low point under Lopetegui, and now we've taken stock and stood back over the last week or so when we've had no games to sort of assess how we've done, and with players hopefully coming back now for this game, we should start to see results flowing in, hopefully.
I'm looking forward to Saturday's game more than I have done any game this season, Jake, to be honest. I'm really looking forward to going up. Potter's had a whole week on the training ground with the team. We've got 4 or 5 players coming back. Got a better squad to choose from. I'm confident of us getting a result. It's going to be a good game.
I do hope so. Now, just on a side point, a couple of things before we dissect anything any further. Right, so as you can probably tell, eagle-eyed of you, I've got a camera, right? That here, so my laptop, I mean, this is revolutionary, right? This here is my laptop. I've got a camera up there, right? And it says next to it, full HD. I'm not sure many of you want that, to be totally honest, but that's what you're going to get. Full HD of me, which I mean is, Mike, is quite glorious, really, isn't it?
Good camera, Jake.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Honestly, Jimmy, the annihilation that I receive on here, I just get bullied, right? Every week they come on here and they take the mic, they bully me, right? It really upsets me. But
what's your plan for tomorrow night, Jake? What are you doing tomorrow night?
Here we go. See, it didn't take long. To be fair, it actually took longer than I thought, right? So Gary is probably a lot. I mean, we couldn't do the preview tomorrow night because we knew Gary would be, having to go out and, do his Valentine duties. No, I'm not doing anything tomorrow. It's just a normal day.
I don't believe you.
We believe that, right? Yeah.
Let's see, we've got joining us before we go any further. Usual suspect. I hope you are well. Fathead as well. Good evening to you. Sharky, a member of the channel for 36 months. Sharky, you paid for that camera, my friend. Thank you. Feeling positive ahead of this game. Come on, you Irons. No, I absolutely like it. I love it. Let's hope so. Now, I mean, to be fair, we've got quite a few injuries and quite a few still outgoing. I mean, Jimmy, have you had the call yet to be up on the bench for Saturday?
What's happening with our strikers? That's what I want to know.
Wow.
They seem to get injured, or they're going back home to get treatment, and I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing Ferguson, to be honest with you. He's a decent player. He's young lad as well, and obviously he knows the manager very well, and he knows him. So let's hope that he can link it all up and start scoring a few goals. Because for me, that's the thing we've been missing for quite a while: a decent out-and-out striker,
Absolutely, and let's sort of go into that, because we've had over the last 10-15 years we've had a pretty dismal record with strikers. They've came and gone quite swiftly, and I mean, you can only argue really Mikel Antonio and a couple of others have cemented themselves and been really good signings. We've been through loads in the last few years. Can you see Ferguson being different, Jimmy? You mentioned, of course, he's got a preconceived relationship with Graham Potter from his days at Brighton. Can you see Ferguson being a good addition to the West Ham squad?
Without a shadow of a doubt. He knows the manager. The manager's got faith in him. And when he gets if he manages to hit the ground running and maybe get a goal on Saturday, if he starts, I'm not sure whether he will, but as soon as he gets the West Ham fans on his side, it's all about confidence playing up front, and he's a young striker, very well thought of in the world of football, and let's hope that he comes in and does a good job for us. I think he will. He's decent.
Mike, it would be great if he came in, whether he starts or off the bench, and scores on his debut. I mean, when was the last time we had that from a striker? For somebody to come, score on their debut, and immediately have an impact, right? How good would that be, just for the fans, for this new signing?
I think Bowen scored on his debut, didn't he? It was against Southampton. Yeah. To be fair, I think he fits Potter's way of playing, and he obviously, he knows him. Like Jimmy's just said, he knows the way he plays, and then Ferguson knows the way that Potter manages. So I just think it fits well. But if I go back to the other strikers who were good players in my mind, in Scamacca and Haller, they didn't really fit the way that Moyes wanted them to play. But if you look at Ferguson, he's a proper number 9. He's a big, strong young lad, and I think he'll fit the way that Potter wants a number 9 to play in his team. Someone that can hold the ball up, but someone who's going to get in the box and score a goal as well. So I think it should be a good fit. I really hope it goes well for the lad. I mean, if it goes really well, Brighton might want him back, but that's one of those things. That's what you get with a lone player, isn't it? You've just got to take that on the chin.
It's got real sort of shades of Jesse Lingard a couple of years ago, actually, right? We were in a bit of need then. We needed somebody, and we got Lingard, and he was brilliant, and then didn't come back. Now look, we've sort of hung ourselves out to dry in terms of the long term, because there's no There's no obligation or option or any agreement. It's a straight loan. So if he scores 10 goals, it'll be 70 million quid in the summer. That's just the way football is nowadays. But for the short term, Gary, I mean, are you expecting him to start on Saturday? Is that what you're expecting? If not,
No, I'm not. Hot said in the
No?
press conference today, he wasn't quite ready to start. So I think he'll be on the bench. He's only got 14 games, but I think it's a clever move from the club. If we had an obligation to buy, he's a bit of an injury-prone lad, isn't he? So I think we need to see how he goes. Then hopefully he'll want to come, because Brighton have signed another forward, I think. So he's already fourth choice down there.
Yeah.
So I don't think it makes any difference.
No,
Let's
very
hope
true.
hope he does well.
Yeah, I mean, with players coming back from injury, of course, Bowen came back for the Chelsea game, and we believe there's a couple of others nearing their return. And it should give Graham Potter the sort of more, fulfilled picture of the players that he's got at his disposal. Jimmy, how important is it? We haven't had a game for a couple of weeks at home against Brentford, a game that most fans will be expecting us to get something from, is for us to start on the front foot and really, try and grab the game by the scruff of the neck, because that's what the fans are going to, desire and expect on Saturday.
Yeah, of course they are. Yeah, and saying that, Brentford are a decent side, The score early goals, so we need to watch out for that one for definite. But we're at home, and that's the important thing. And with the fans behind the team, everybody's quite sure we're all the same. We're all looking forward to the game, and hopefully we can put on a good show. And Ferguson hasn't played for quite a while, so that's probably why he is starting on the bench. But I would probably see that a bit different. I'd probably start him if I was the manager. I'm not the manager, but I'd probably start him and then take him off, because it's the minutes that he needs. And I know as a player, when he goes, particularly you go to a new club, and I had one or two, you want to get in the team and want to play straight away, But we'll have to see. We had Paqueta played up front against Villa and done a half decent job, but you could also tell that he's not a centre forward. But he filled a hole on the day and done quite well. It was a great result for us, and I thought the Chelsea game we played ever so well. Obviously we were going to defend for long periods because we're being the away team. But I have to say, and I don't like criticising people, but I think it was Areola in goal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a couple of the two goals, he could have done a little bit better on both of them for me. But it was a shame, because it would have been nice to get a point out of the game,
And I think we deserve that point as well. So yeah.
Sorry?
I think we deserved a point at Chelsea as well on the balance.
Yeah,
so yeah, it was a little bit
that's
frustrating.
played well. Great goal from Bowen, great finish. But doesn't it say it all when you're dependent on a wide player, really, isn't he? We signed Bowen as a wide player to score your goals, so we're desperate in need of a centre forward, and let's hope that if he is on the bench on Saturday, as he probably will be, that he comes on and makes an impact. That's the deal, and I can see him if he does start well. I mean, he doesn't have to score straight away, but if he brings other people into play and he holds the ball up and he wins a few headers, that's what we've been desperately missing in recent weeks, haven't we? So, we've got a lot of Antonio's obviously injured, and the big German. How do you spell his name? I can't. Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? He seems to be. I mean, I think he can finish, but he just doesn't seem to be fit enough to play all the time, does he?
Yeah, and that's the frustrating part of it. Right, now we're going to give him one more chance. Can we hear him? Right.
Here we go.
Nigel. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh well. I mean,
Get a piece of paper, Nigel. Hold him up.
If you spent less time curling your moustache and spent more time getting a proper computer, then you'd be all right, wouldn't you? I don't know, Nigel. We'll have to try and work it out for next time. But thank you for your continued persistence, and we'll try and work it out for next time. All right. Off he goes in shame. Nice to see you, Nigel. He's there shaking his head, going, He's not happy.
He's put an appearance in.
What the
Jake,
heck?
hasn't he? Does he get his appearance money now? I suppose he does.
No, we don't. No, don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Right now, just whilst we're slightly sidetracked, we're going to talk about Brentford in just a second now. So what happens on this show, Jimmy, is that usually I tell a couple of jokes and these lot, they don't find them very funny. I think they're really funny, right? But I'm going to change it. Right? No, Gary, they are funny, aren't they, my jokes?
No, they're really not.
Well, that's up for debate, right? But because I felt we got a special guest here, because we got a special guest here tonight, I thought I'd switch it up a little bit. So tonight, lads, I had parents' evening, right? Big time, tough time, right? You know, under the cosh, all went fine. But what my last teacher said about an hour ago came on, she went, Jake's amazing, right? And I won't go through it all because, you know, I don't want to, you know. But one thing she did say, which I picked up on, was that Jake has a great sense of humour. So I thought I'd share that with you guys and get your thoughts back, because I think I've got a great sense of humour. My English teacher thinks I've got a great sense of humour, but Mike and Gary, you don't seem to you don't seem to agree.
No, I was waiting for a joke there, Jake.
No.
I haven't heard any of your jokes, Jake, so I can't really judge you.
Okay, by the end of the show, right, that is an open invitation. So by the end of the show, there will be a joke that I have manufactured at sea. I can multitask. But yeah, great sense of humour. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to run with it, lads.
They've all come out of a Christmas crackers, haven't they? That's all.
Yeah.
You know,
they're awful, aren't they? The crackers, the jokes, and then right.
They're better than Jake's jokes, Jimmy. I'll tell you.
Shocking. Yeah.
Honestly. So turning our attention to Brentford, a good side, a well-drilled side under Thomas Frank. Mike, I mean, Jimmy mentioned a little bit earlier, they went through a really bizarre period of scoring in the first minute of every game. We've fell to that at the start of the season. We conceded early to them, and at home especially, they seem to be a real force. Away from home, how are you bettering up sort of Brentford in terms of expectation from our point of view?
They're a good side. There's no doubt about it, and they've got a certain way of playing. And Thomas Frank he's a good coach. There's no doubt about it. He gets the best out of what he's got there, doesn't he? And but their home form is very good, but their away form is not that good, to be totally honest. No. And I know they're a bit of a bogey team for us because we haven't had many good results against them. But recently, our results against them have improved. Got a point there, which I think we're one of not many teams that have got results. Yeah, I meant Tottenham beat one the other day, but that was the only win they've had in about 15 games. Joking aside, they're good attacking. You know, that improvement, he causes problems. Is Wieser injured? I think he picked up an injury, hasn't he?
I think so.
And they're a good attacking side, and they play a certain way. They got that. They take that long throw and take ages to get it in, and they wind the opposition up. You know what you're going to get. You know, they'll be a difficult team to play against, but I still think we should beat them.
Gary, thoughts on Brentford?
Yeah, I think Damsgaard's been playing very well this season. I think he's been their player of the month for the last 3 or 4 months. But I really like Mbeumo. I think he's going to move to a big club soon. I think he's a brilliant player, so we've got to keep him quiet. Hopefully, as Mike said, Wiss is injured. I think they're very well coached. Thomas Frank's a good lad. I take it West Ham if we didn't have Potter. I think he's a good coach. And they've actually won the last 2 away games. So if they win at us, it'll be the first time they're going to win 3 away in the Premier League. So let's hope that doesn't happen.
I mean, did we all just note there how Gary was like, yeah, he's a good lad, Thomas Frank, as if he's his best mate? Like, are you on like Facebook friend terms with Thomas Frank, Gary, or something?
Yeah, I know Thomas well.
Do you?
Yeah.
All right, interesting.
He's funnier than you are, Jake.
Honestly, the ridiculing I get on here on a weekly basis. I mean, I've loved it last couple of weeks, right? There's been no games, so I haven't had to, come on here and get the mick taken out of me by you two. It's been glorious. It's been glorious. I even had to go out there and get a former West Ham striker just to bear the brunt and to sort of, make it sort of like.
Well, you will have to put up with me for a couple of weeks, Jake.
I'm used to that. That chicken run at Upton Park used to throw bricks at me.
Oh yeah, Gary, can you believe this? Mike's going on his 15th holiday of the year so far next week.
Is he already? Where's he going?
Right.
He's gone on this 6-week Caribbean holiday, isn't he?
Going to Caribbean, huh? Very nice. Whereabouts?
Well, we're flying out to Barbados, and then we're doing 6 islands.
It's all right for
Very
some.
nice.
Oh, lovely.
On a
Can't
cruise.
Yeah.
Smashing.
Good for you, mate. Enjoy it.
On board the Britannia, yeah.
There we
Oh,
are.
Enjoy
lovely.
Right, do you want a joke?
Not really.
Oh, go
Well,
on,
I'm going to tell you it now. So
Gonna tell
on the,
anyway.
I'm going to tell you. So on the theme of the time, right? So, what did one criminal say to the other on Valentine's Day?
No idea.
Go on.
Go on,
You
Jake.
stole my heart.
When's the joke coming?
That's a good joke.
Oh, dear.
You see,
Oh, dear.
you see what we had to put up with, Jimmy? It's terrible.
Jimmy, that 20 quid I slipped you was
Oh.
so you laughed. Like,
Oh,
honestly.
You got to give him a
That's
chance.
shocking.
It's really bad. That's really bad, then.
I've got a joke about criminals. You want to hear it?
Go on, then.
God.
It's a cross-eyed judge and 3 cross-eyed prisoners. So the judge says to the first prisoner, 6 months. The second prisoner says, thank you, my lord. So the judge says to the third prisoner, I wasn't talking to you. And the first prisoner said, I never opened my bloody mouth.
See?
Bernard Manning.
Well, that's a clean one.
Do you know what? There was a bit of hesitancy when you started that. I thought this could go one of 2 ways here. My YouTube contract being completely retracted from me.
Yeah, you were getting worried there, Jake.
I was. You saw my facial expression turn. Very good, Jimmy. Very good. Jake spent all his earnings on teacher bribes. I could never. It's all truth. Apparently, I'm buying the drinks on Saturday, which, well, I don't think that's happening. I bought Mike a bottle of Coke at Chelsea, and that set me back 3 months savings. That did £4.50.
Don't worry, I've got it framed at home. It's up in my bedroom framed. That bottle.
Honestly, I'm a generous person. I don't know where you get all this tightness from. I am a generous person.
Now he's going to show you a picture of the Mars bar he gave me.
Oh, I'm going to. Now you said that. So again, Jimmy, this is another thing. I get told that I'm tight and I don't spend any money.
Yeah.
Here, I bought Mike a bottle of Coke at Chelsea, right? Here,
£4.50.
I bought Mike a Mars bar and a bag of crisps, and he was loving it.
Oh, brilliant.
Ecstatic. Unfortunately, Gary never turns up to these things to get anything bought for him. So there's not a lot I can...
Where are you sitting Saturday, Jake?
We'll come round and find you.
All right, you know where I sit.
I do know you sit.
Go and find me.
Exactly. You're hard to miss because, Jimmy, Gary's got his name wrote on the seat, right? What sort of blimmin' elitistness is that?
It's
Got
royalty,
his name.
that's royalty.
He's got his name on the seat. He's got a butler when he gets to the ground. I'll take your bag, Mr. Whitehead, shall I? Right.
Yeah, exactly. You should see her. She's nice.
Brilliant.
Oh dear. Right, that's where Jake gets all his gags from. Christmas crackers. No.
Yeah.
Parents' evening is why Jake isn't doing anything tomorrow. Granted, I could never. Model student, I am. Complete model student. Depends who you ask, but there we are. Let's go on. Let's go on to some predictions. Right, Jimmy, give us a prediction. Are you confident for a West Ham win Saturday?
Yeah, I think if we who's in goal, do you know?
Ariola probably.
Ariola, yes. Yeah.
All right. I'll go for 2-1. I think we'll win 2-1.
You've just taken Mike's prediction. I can see it in his eyes. So the rule we have, Jimmy, is that if somebody says a prediction, nobody else can say the same thing because that's boring, right? So I've given you first pick, and now what happens is Gary goes, and then I get in Mike's head, and I say Mike's prediction. So he's got.
I'm always bad, Jim.
It's brilliant. Gary, prediction.
No chance.
I'm going to go the same as last season. 4-2.
Blimey.
4-2.
Wow. I wouldn't have predicted that.
Hope you're right.
I do hope you're right.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to get in Mr. Hatch's head, and I think he's going to go West Ham 1, Brentford 0. Oh, he's going to go. Have I got it again?
Yeah, of course you are.
I'm too good at this. I'm honestly too good at this. Every week I get it bang on. Mike, change your prediction then. What are you going to go for?
3-2.
3-2 to West. We've got a 4-2, a 2-1, a 3-2. Wow.
Yeah.
Goals galore. I mean, does that say more about our defence than attack? I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
I can't see
Yeah.
us keeping a clean sheet.
No, clean sheet will be difficult, I think.
Yeah, they're pretty direct, aren't they? They get the ball forward early and try to cause as many problems in the box as they can. They're a hard team to play against, I think.
You
But,
see,
as you said earlier, they're better at home. That's for sure.
Absolutely. A couple of predictions in the chat. 2-1 to West Ham, 1-1 Desmond, 2-2, 3-1 at home win. So okay, there's some confidence coming out of the fans, which is good to see. Yeah, and I hope we get over the line. Now, a question for you, a classic West Ham question. If I was to give it to you now, gift wrapped in maybe white wrapping paper with some red ribbon, right, in the theme of tomorrow, a point. Would you take a gift wrap point now if I gave it to you, fellas, or not?
No.
It wouldn't be the worst result in the world, but I'd hope for 3 points. We need to start winning some games. You can go on drawing. You can draw 3 in a row, and you're better off win, lose, aren't you? So it's time for a win.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we need to address the home form, definitely, because you know, in other season we've been pretty good at home, but you know, with and that it's been a bit difficult. So it'd be lovely to get 3 points on the board tomorrow, particularly where we dropped down a place. Everton have just gone above us. Same points, but they've gone above us probably on goal difference. So it's important that we get something out of the game tomorrow, and let's hope it's the 3.
I agree, Jimmy. I think we need to win, but Jake, because we've got Arsenal away next week, and that's going to be a tough fix.
Yeah.
Very true. I'll have to get me snood out for that and me ICF that Arsenal away. Honestly, you should have seen Mike getting him with all the scraps at Chelsea away last week. He was getting in there and, you know, sorting them out. Mike, weren't you?
Every time you come out of Chelsea, and
it's the same thing.
Fans come
straight into it. Yeah. Absolutely. No, not a point. And buy some red wrapping paper. I need to buy any wrapping paper. Busy postman for tomorrow for the guests. Are you expecting any red envelopes, gents?
No.
I'm married, mate.
No.
If I get more than one card,
I'm too old.
Any sort of secret admirers? I reckon Mike's got a few secret admirers.
How much does a rose cost nowadays, Jake? As you're saying, 12 steel visits.
As on what, Gary?
How much does a bunch of roses cost?
Well, I mean, you can go and find out for yourself. You should do that ahead of tomorrow.
Hang on, I've got to let someone in a minute.
When you're married, you buy your missus some roses. She says, "What have you done?"
I don't know whether that was a joke Mike was doing there or whether he's genuinely had to go and answer the door to somebody, but we're going to stick with it and we're going to see it just for the amusement purposes. Because
he's going to get a bunch of flowers. Oh, he's back.
Oh.
Yeah. Family's just arriving.
You what?
Family's just arrived, so.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
Right, Mike, have you got to go?
I have, yeah.
Go on. Cheers, Mike. Thank you.
No. Hey, good to see you guys.
Cheers, Mike.
See you, Mike. There we go. See, Mike's been told that. He's been told his time's done. But yeah, any final thoughts, gents, for the game on Saturday before we go?
Well, from my point of view, I think we're playing, better football, and if we can get the ball forward, early in the first half, I think the fans are looking forward to the games now because home games in recent weeks and before Potter took over were a lot to be desired, aren't they? You're sitting there thinking, I remember 2 of the games we never even had a shot in the first half.
Yeah,
exactly. So it's just nice it'd be nice just to see us having a go, and obviously make sure the lads at the back are nice and strong, the defenders, and let's get the fans behind the team, because that makes a hell of a difference. When the fans are chanting your name and getting behind you, and it's like you've got an extra man on the pitch. So it's very, very important. We need to address the home form. We need to start winning games, because we don't want to get dragged into this anywhere near that bottom 3. I know we're not far off it, but certainly your home games are very important, and we're more than capable of picking up points away from home, as we've shown already this season.
Yeah, and as you underlined, Gary, with Arsenal away coming up next week, then all of a sudden this, increases the importance of this on Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's really important to start with some self-belief, start on the front foot, and really get the fans behind you, as Jimmy says, and then we can get 3 points here. I think under Lopetegui, the fans didn't believe, the players didn't believe, and now we have Potter. I think we've turned it around a little bit in terms of belief stakes. You just need to get on the front foot right from the start and have a go.
Yeah,
and then we can win.
Let's hope so. So we are. That is our match preview for West Ham versus Brentford. Do you know what? I think that's as many technical difficulties as I've eclipsed in the last 6 months have all arrived on my lap in one show. You wouldn't have it any other way. So thank you very much for bearing with us tonight. There's been plenty going on from West Ham. Sorry, Jimmy Quinn. Thank you for enduring such event. Thank you very much for joining us again. Thank you.
Thanks,
and Gary.
Jake.
Thank you very much. And Gary, thank you very much as always. I'll see you next week.
Gary.
From us.
Cheers,
Come on,
Jimmy.
you Irons.
Come on, you Irons.
See you soon right here on West Ham Official. And Gary, on your best behaviour tomorrow. It's an important day.
I'll see you
just
Saturday.
Just before you go, I've just had a message through from the ambassadors. Ronnie Boyce has died. I don't know. You're probably a bit young to remember Ronnie, but I remember Ronnie was Billy Bond's assistant when I was at West Ham. He was a lovely guy and a great player for West Ham as well. He played in.
He scored a 64 Cup run, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
My word. That's sad news.
Yeah, it's just come through on the messages there. Yeah.
Oh dear.
All the ambassadors of the Sound. Yeah.
No, sad news. I'm sure that'll be commemorated and acknowledged on Saturday at the London Stadium. Really sad news that. Really, really sad from us. Thank you very much. And we will see you soon right here on West Ham Official. Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks, Gary. I'll see you soon.
Cheers, Jake.
Goodbye.
Cheers, Gary.